wedding date. Now, this may be the thing that you think, oh, I want a date movie. Caller just then said, what can I take my wife to and my date to? The wedding date. Big posters everywhere. It's billed in the publicity as, in the tradition of such comedies as, and see whether you can get the joining thread here, in the tradition of such comedies as For Weddings and a Funeral, My Best Friend's Wedding, and My Big Fat Greek Wedding. And this film is called The Wedding Date. So it's in the tradition of those movies because they've all got wedding in the title, okay? So the story is that woman out of Will and Grace, which I have never seen, and I have to say on the basis of this, I don't think I'm ever going to.
Very good series.
Messing. Deborah Messing. Plays Cat, okay? Perfect teeth, perfect hair, perfect figure, perfect job. Can't get a date. I mean, of course, just like in the real world, can't get a date. Has to go from New York to England. You know, England, green fields, people driving on the left, vicars, all that. So that picture postcard version of England. Hugh Grant, exactly. Exactly, Hugh Grant.
By the way, Michael Howard shortly, but carry on. Okay. Don't let that interrupt.
England PLC, to go to her half-sister's wedding. But you know what? Her half-sister's best man is somebody who's dumped her. And the best friend's wedding star, Dermot Mulrooney, is now going to be her date for her half... I mean, honest... So she needs to hire a hooker, a male gigolo, to take her to the wedding at her sister's because she used to go out with the bed. Well, already I don't buy it. And the man is played by Dermot Mulrooney, and she meets him in first class on an aeroplane. Let's hear a rib-tickling clip.
I'm not a knuckler. I fly all the time. The reason I can't feel my legs is that any second my date is going to sit down on 3B, and I need him to look really, 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 really good today.
Hello, 3B.
Hey.
Cat. That's it.
Glad you found it okay. The airport, the plane, I mean.
I'm sorry we couldn't leave sooner. I know you wanted a few hours to get settled before the party.
Work must be crazy. Oh, I should warn you. You know those families where everyone's out of their mind, but at the end of the day, they're your family, so you love them? Mine's not like that.
Now, I just want to say something that's really obvious. You know 4 Weddings and a Funeral, okay? You know American person, English person, weddings, England.
Funeral.
Yeah?
Yep.
Funeral. Fine. You know, the thing that made that film good wasn't American person, English church, wedding, funeral. It was a script. It was a script written by Richard Curtis, who knows how to do funny, who knows how to do comedy, who knows how to do sexy and sassy and interesting and satirical and wry. Not a script written by somebody who sat down and watched every successful hit rom-com of the last 10 years and said, I'll have one of them, please. I mean, it is a shotgun wedding in the sense that you will want to shoot yourself halfway through it. It is absolutely toe-curlingly bad, to the point that about halfway through it, and I actually vaguely know and like one of the people involved in producing it, halfway through I thought, I'm going to have to leave because I'm now starting to get angry. It's not just that I'm not laughing, it's that I'm actually getting cross. And when I actually start to get cross, I can't sit still. And the whole of the row starts to jigger around, and then people start to get cross with me, and then it goes. So I was doing that thing, but hanging on to the bottom of the seat to hold myself down, thinking, how much more bad can this be? And the answer was, lots more bad. It is absolutely stinky in ways that I thought was probably not allowable nowadays under EU regulations. It's awful.
We got that. Okay, Simon in Norfolk, who's been waiting, who's got this sweepstake, thought you'd come up with this key word at 3:35. You clearly
Did I?
No, you haven't. You haven't done it. Gavin Canning in Leeds says Mark Kermode will say in mild rant mode, "I'm sorry," without sounding even remotely apologetic.
Okay, fine, okay.
Drives me spare. This is a different phrase altogether. It drives me spare, but not enough to stop this being one of the best chunks of the radio week.
Do I say I'm sorry a lot?
Yeah, you say it in a kind of that sort of patronising sort of,
Patronising?
It wants to be this, but
I'm sorry. Okay, fine. Well, I would just like to say, in terms of this film, I'm not sorry at all, okay? I'm actually, say it loud, say it proud. Custodial sentences for everyone involved. All negatives removed from the cinemas, buried in a very deep hole in the ground. Laws passed to stop it happening again. That's my election promise.
And at that point, here comes some more. Michael Howard speaking to supporters in a shopping centre in Milton Keynes. We'll hear a bit. This email from Roger Mainwood in Wivenhoe in Essex. Michael Howard interrupting Mark Kermode's brilliant film spot. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? That's the email of the day, Roger, probably. You should probably get a small prize for that. And Nick in Cambridge. What film was Mark just talking about? I joined halfway through. It's not The Wedding Date, is it, which I've just booked 2 tickets for?
Sorry.
I'm
sure that they're flexible. You can change the booking.
Simon in Norfolk, the word that he's been waiting for, which I think if you were going to use it, you would have just used in the review, was vacuous.
Oh, vacuous, yeah.
Yes.
Vacuous is too good a word for The Wedding Date. I mean, would that it were just vacuous. Hideous, awful, abominable and evil is probably better.
OK, what else we got?